On all 5 continents of the planet, year after year, they have recreated and reenacted olden ways, the crafts of the Middle Ages. Now see the best of the best, the way of a warrior. Who will survive to the very end? Who will be the hero? And who will turn out to be the winner? Full contact medieval historical battles, vivid and real, the highs and lows of emotion, life in a historically authentic field camp, the 4 strongest national teams in the world. Steel, courage, victory, Battle of the Nations. On this series, you will see national teams in historical medieval battle. Reenactment is not just a hobby, but a way of life. An expensive way of life. Genuine battle armor, true replicas of weapons. Actor Artyom Terekhov. Middle Ages, I like it. One who really needs a victory will win. The first mass buharts between the teams of Ukraine and Russia. The national team of Ukraine in historical medieval battle. In an open qualifying tournament, the strongest martial clubs from Ukraine were in competition for the Ukrainian national team. 50 of the best fighters of Ukraine were chosen. Their captain, Anton Trubnikov. Fighters from Kiev, Kharkov, Lviv, Odessa, Rivne, Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporozhye, and other cities are here. At first, we wanted to organize a festival in Ukraine. International fights in a battle of nations in Kotlin. We understood that it was a convenient place to gather the 4 best national teams in historical medieval battles, namely those of Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, Poland. A lot of guys my age are still on the list. They're still good in battles. The national team of Ukraine at the international project Battle of the Nations. Surcoats with the colors of Ukrainian flags became the distinctive feature of Ukrainian fighters. The national team of the Russian Federation. Russia shows great results. Everyone is determined to win. Each of the fighters is a legend. These people have been in reenactment for 10 years. They're the best fighters in Russia. Only the best of the best were able to join the Russian national team after overcoming a series of qualifying tournaments across the country. We are constantly in the same camp, constantly developing tactics, constantly crying glory to Russia. And this all gets us wound up. A distinctive feature of this national team was white surcoats with yellow and black borders and an embroidered emblem of Russia. The national team of Poland. The captain is Hubert Filipiak. We were invited to the Battle of Nations by our friends. I organized a rally of captains whose teams practiced buharts in Warsaw. So we gathered and got an invitation to the festival Battle of Nations. And we decided that I would be the captain of the team, and together with my friends from other clubs, we would gather our national team, attract fighters from different regions of Poland. Full contact medieval battles are recent in Poland, but despite this, representatives of the best Polish clubs provided the national team with excellent fighters. But we like to train a lot. We want to fight seriously and be friends. The best fighters of Poland are at Battle of the Nations. The national team of Belarus. Fighters from all over the country. Ivan Kravtsevich, captain of the team. We take part in all nominations. We have enough men and are ready to fight. The most trained fighters with great combat experience became members of the Republic of Belarus's national team. We represent a large number of clubs, which include more than 10 different clubs, not only from Minsk, but also from other regions. They managed to come together to prepare for the festival, and preparation meant joint trainings and working out an ability to fight together with teamwork, and so on. Belarusian national team conducted diligent and serious preparations for Battle of the Nations. The most important thing is that we are a single team, and as for our fighting spirit, it's always high. All the fighters of the national team of Belarus had the same surcoats, and a white bison on a blue background became the symbol of their team. To participate in historical medieval battles, you must have a full range of medieval weapons. A fighter chooses weapons depending on the features of his combat skills and aims. All elements of the medieval weaponry are handmade and tailored to the owner. A full medieval protective complex includes body armor, protective elements for limbs, head and neck, hands, and sometimes feet. Armor should be historically authentic, reliable, and impact resistant, and relatively light, not more than 30 kilograms. Only an experienced master can provide the proper combination of all these characteristics in armor. Armor is quite an expensive thing, and an expensive hobby. A cost of an armor kit together with weapons is about $1,200 to $1,300. An armor of higher quality and authenticity may cost $5,000 and even more. During festivals, reenactors have to take care of the technical condition of their armor, maintain high levels of aesthetic appearance to get rid of rust and dents. Often the quality of the equipment greatly affects the outcome of the fight. It's easier to put on armor with the help of a squire, but many prefer to do everything on their own. Usually it takes 15 to 20 minutes for a fighter to put on armor. All armor elements and all weapons have their scientific names, history of their appearance, and special design features. This helmet is called a hunskull, and that means a dog's muzzle. According to the shape, the helmet is called a bassinet. According to the kind of visor, it's a hunskull. The gauntlets are called hourglass gauntlets because they resemble an hourglass. The struggle of medieval technologies and the competition of workshops, just like those in the distant and heroic times. Selection of armor. They should choose a historical period and region for reenactment. They make this choice according to their opportunity. Today's market for reenactment items can provide armor of medieval Europe, Rus, and other regions. Often, the first introduction to the world of medieval armor and weapons starts with the sword. The sword. It is a symbol of the Middle Ages. May I have a look? Yes, please. It's a Rus sword, a Varangian one of the 10th century. I like the smell of leather. Any sword needs a master. A master warrior. The warrior who will test its glittering steel in battle. The time of the first agreed bullhearts is coming nearer. The fighters from Ukraine get ready for battle and are preparing their armor and weapons. And here come their opponents, the fighters from Russia. Who will win today? Ukraine or Russia? I think the one who really needs a victory will win. A minute before the battle, marshals are checking replicas of the weapons one more time. I will go to win. Forward to the attack. Ukrainian and Russian teams are on opposite sides of the list. Captains instruct them before the battle. The judges are ready. The audience is in suspense. The first battles of the Battle of the Nations begin. 3 seconds before the fight. Then comes the command. To the fight! The Russian fighters begin their attack. On the right flank, we see a group of men in a distributed line. Then, a sharp spurt to the right flank of the Ukrainian team. In the center of the list, the lines are closed. The struggle is in full swing. At this time, the fighters from the Russian clubs are actively attacking on the left flank. We can see an acute struggle which may lead to the encirclement of the Ukrainian fighters. Confident, the Russian fighters break into the rear of the Ukrainian team, while the Ukrainian rear guard demonstrates confusion and indecision. Blows and more blows, and the Ukrainian fighters are almost encircled. Heroic actions of individual fighters from the Ukrainian clubs are holding back the swelling tide of their opponents, but the main force in the center falls under the blows of rivals. The command to stop the battle comes. The Russians have won this Bohart. A video recording shows us a flanking, turning movement of the Russian fighters from the right flank. While a group of Russians were actively and sharply attacking the left flank of the Ukrainians, the main force was at the center of the list. While the defense team of the Ukrainian flank, instead of taking urgent measures to counterattack their opponents, demonstrated sluggishness and retreated. Their actions were disorganized. A mistake at the Ukrainian left flank led to the tactical encirclement of the Ukrainian core team, and the fighters were beaten with pole arms. Soon, the command to the fight will be given, and the men will take their places to participate in the second Buhart. For now, they are freshening up, discussing their errors, sharing impressions about the battle. I hit one man below the neck really roughly. It's a time of real men. At such events, you have to make yourself feel no pain or tiredness, and just fight. And now it's the time for the second agreed Buhart. Teams of Ukraine and Russia change sides of the lists. Now the western side of the list is for the Russian team, and the eastern side for the Ukrainian fighters. The fighters are ready. The Knight Marshals are ready. To the fight! And again, the Russians attack, and... we reenact not only wars, but also everyday life. I asked if we will fight. He says we will. Not just some clubs, but national teams arrive here. Specific teams. We see them for the first time. Only the best fighters get here. Russians are so tough that it's scary. It's very difficult to win. Come on, move, attack! He's nimble, very smooth. The strongest opponent here is the Ukrainian national team. Why did you take Goranov? We trained a lot, so we hope to win.
I was in the middle of the fight, so I can tell why we lose. I can tell why I lose.
We are the strongest, the most skilled, and we will win. They thought they would take the hill and get the victory. I always worry a lot. They could do nothing. These are not staged battles. Everything is real. They squeezed us, but we're not fools.